Hey guys, my name is Citiac and welcome back to another episode of CanalTown here in City Skylines. Well, last episode I built this huge stank interchange which is really going to aid the traffic flow within the city. It might seem a little bit overkill to begin with, but I am future-proofing New Amsterdam with the abundance of visitors it is about to receive. Today, I want to expand, get more people moving in. I want to build more ferry lines. It is going to be a money-spending episode, believe you and me. And if you and me know anything, and that is, I am so damn foolish. Guys, welcome back. If you're enjoying this series, want to see more, make sure you smash that like button down below. If you are new around here, make sure you do subscribe so you get notified when that next episode does come out. But we're here. So this is what we built. It's huge, it's beautiful, it is going to do the job, it is going to do us justice, but we got a lot more stuff I need to expand. I want to build a little bit taller and higher slightly. I know we got a high-rise ban, but I want to get rid of some of this low density and build a little bit more high density just to kind of bulk up the population in the central areas so we can really take advantage of the ferry system. So with the little bit of demands that we've got, we're going to keep it all growing. So first things first, we're going to quickly pause and I'm going to replace some low density right now with some high density. Then we're going to add in more of the road network around some of the mini islands that we have created for all of this to bring in more population. So if I just now quickly get rid of all of this, goodbye. Repaint it down with residential. It's going to be glorious. All the same with this as well. There we go. Paint it all back down. So you see like the edges and stuff like that? I got to add more roads in. Get more zoning abilities added in. It's going to be absolutely magical. He said it, boys. He said it right now. Let's do this side as well. So this is predominantly all residential that I'm getting in. This is predominantly all residential. We're all going to get some commercial and we'll kind of bulk this up now. Now, I know what I thought I did say I was going to keep all this low density. I've changed your boy's mind. It's going high density. High density, how you doing? That was a terrible joke. Never ever make those jokes again. Never ever make those jokes again. Right. And then we'll add in some more high density as we continue. Beautiful. So put it into play mode then. It will destroy a lot of that stuff and then rebuild all the new stuff. I want to extend the roads and get more in and kind of finalize these outer edges. Once I've got all that in, we'll then start adding in a new ferry system, a new ferry line to complement the one that we've currently got to take a little bit of the capacity off the system. Oh, that kind of messed up big time there, didn't it? So let's see what we can do here. Let's see what we can do and how far we can potentially take this. So if I took it to about a 20, or do I go back an 18 to play it safe? I reckon I do an 18 to play it safe. Just quickly do the same just here. I don't know how far this is going to go, but if I brought this to there, and then we'll try and get this somewhat connected in. So if I go to about a 10, and then we'll bring this out. So we'll make it all stick to the ground. So 15. So that should be a 5x5 bend in reality. Yes. Now, how do I feel about this bend happening? That is a tough question. That is a tough question. But we're going to continue the vibes. So if I do another 10. And it's hard to work out what this is going to be here. But that is a full 19, weirdly. That is a 15. But we got to continue the runs anyway. So if I can bring... Oh, that's going to be difficult, isn't it? Right, let me see what I can do here. Bam. And then running down in that direction. But if I bring that in like this and there, what is that distance? That is the 19, believe it or not. Oh, wow. So this is almost kind of the same. So, awkwardly, I've got to find that bend. Which is going to be a lot more difficult than I thought it was going to be. Actually, I'm going to scrap all this idea. Right. Let's keep it gridified. Right, where's the grid? I want to anarchy this in. And that runs up there. That's almost borderline perfect. So what is that distance here? A 10. So if I keep this going across here, coming out here by a 10, running that down, I now have the angles to play with. So bam, 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 bam. Look at that, boys. It's so freaking even. It is kind of even, isn't it? So let's create a couple of bridges going across. We'll have one there. I'll also have one here. Why not? We'll have one going across just there. We've got this one crisscrossing there, so we'll probably kind of keep it as that. That one over that way. That's gone a little bit funky in that little bend there, hasn't it? Some of these roads are a little bit all over the place. But we'll just see what we can do. If I go for a 10, and then where's that bend taking place in this bend? So if I bring that to there, I'm going to assume it is. You know what I mean? You're not going to get it perfect. And I could snap and whatnot, but I do want some nice designs going on. I want some unorganized issues. It's probably the best way to put it. I want those little incidents where we're not quite sure where we're trying to head. I want that. You know, when you get to like an old European city and the roads are a little bit wonky. You can kind of almost see like a grid, but it's all wonky and all over the place. That's kind of what I want to achieve here. That is kind of what I want to achieve here. So if I bring it to there and then go straight in, you're getting those vibes, those old city vibes. You know what I mean? It feels good. It's irritating my OCD. Don't get me wrong, but I'm getting good vibes. Good vibes, guys. Good vibes. It's all about the vibes. It's all about the vibes. Do the same there. Just tell me to shut up, guys. I'll shut up, okay? Right. And we'll run it to about there and in. No, I don't like that. I could keep that quite open. I could come down from here. Have a little bit of design ideas going on. Yes. That's quite staggery on the edge, isn't it? That is quite staggery on the edge. See, now that I've got all that zoning in, it's too much for my demand. So I'm going to need to place down some industrial just to kind of bump it all up slightly. So we'll try and get some offices around here as well. I feel like that would be a good idea. So if I put some offices, so we got some nice workplaces dotted around these new areas. Especially on this. I think that's the best type of zone to go around this very high traffic area. Same here as well. That'll be very good for us. That will spend that industrial demand and move it on forward. Right, I'm liking this monstrosity that I'm creating. Going around the edges. It really does give me old city vibes. It really does. I'll change all the angles and the levels momentarily. Let me bring this back up. There we go. But I'm liking it. I'm liking this quite a bit. So bring this to just there. I'll bring it down by a 10. So I'm not really getting much out of this one, but I'll just go straight diagonal. It's very funky, boys. It's very funky. But we'll go across there. We'll go across here, here. And we'll leave it as that. Don't want to do too many bridges. You know what I mean? Don't want to do too many. So select you and you. And you and you and you. And you and you. And you. Right, we should be okay with all of that. And align these to be the object height of up here. And then with my little angling tool, we can sort the rest of this out. So it should be no issues anyway. But that will just sort a lot of my height differentials out. Beautiful, boys. Beautiful. And we get these like little mini beaches that we can kind of play around with. It's quite a cool little thing, isn't it, really? In reality, we got quite a little good thing going on. Alright, there we go. Great stuff. So this one's very funky, but you create these little mini beaches, which I'll probably end up key walling off anyway, but all the buildings that I build there will kind of add to the edges. So, right, do we have water across all of this? Almost. We almost do. We have it all running down here, which will extend a little bit in certain areas. But yeah, so we can continue with the zoning. Now, all the industrial is there. It just needs to be built. So, oh, I thought we had power issues then over there for a second. Fast forward. And hopefully we can squeeze all this in. We do have some dirty industrial demand as well, which we do have this vicinity over here, which I can kind of place some down in. We could get away with a couple of dirty buildings over here, boys. Around the garbage processing facilities. We do need to connect some power to this to kind of make it all continually grow. But yeah, this is heading in the right direction. This is heading in the right direction. So if I just kind of go this way to there, that will give this power. And get us all back up and running. This is so close to having power. Right, is that enough? Yes. So that will sort the demands out right now, as it's not now kind of abandoned in reality. Right, good stuff. So this will grow the population quite a bit. So I'll let it do what it's got to do. I might as well zone the rest of where I want it, to be honest with you. So we'll do some commercial running down this strip. Whoa. Just there between all this, and then all this will be residential. So this is just a way to kind of get people living in the area working and also passing by stores to and from work as well. Plus the residential get the better view of the waterfront. So that's kind of handy for those guys. Keeping it going. There we go. I'm going to have to get rid of that low density at some point, which we will. But this is going to add to the jazz that we have set up. Right, this is good. I like this. We'll let it continue to grow. We'll let it continue to grow first. So we're going to have to pass some power over on this side. So I'll do it just there. Let the rest all continue. So this will now just take a little bit of time. It will now just take a little bit of time. So we'll let it continue. The population is now starting to grow quite large. Have you noticed that? It's starting to boom, boys. We're having a boom right now. Oh, some power over here. There we go. And then we'll probably need to put some power on this side there. So I'll just get it there ready. Okay, okay, okay. So once all that kind of edge builds up, we'll then get a feel for how this side is going to look, which is going to be quite exciting. We now need to kind of figure out then a little kind of outer loop for the inner side of New Amsterdam. So when you think about it, we can go anywhere with these ferry lines. Now we currently have this blue loop going around, and I want to utilize this to create something new. So I could add on to this, or I could have it completely separate and build from it, which is probably what I'm going to do. So we'll start by adding in one there. I'll add in another one on this side. So we're going to try and stay to the right hand side of this. Oh. Now I could come down here, or I can come down on this side. I feel like we need to come down on this side, and I'll do it just here. Yeah. I'll have another one just here, which won't make much sense just yet, but it's there, and we'll put like a little footbridge going across. So staying on this side, I'll have one here. We'll have one just here, meaning we're going to need one over on this side somewhere, which I'll put just there. And again, I have to do footbridges and walkable stuffs to get over here, which will be pretty fun. So in reality, I could also then get it to connect up to touch that one, but then I'll need it to go in a different direction. So I reckon I then squeeze one just there, and that's where the crossing point will then happen. So there's a crossing point happening here, which is interesting. Really interesting, that. So if I was to do a new line, I would go here to here to there. Now again, this is just for now. It will probably change. Well, why are you trying to turn around? I might have to play the game for a little bit to kind of get that all sorted before I do add the lines in. Because I can see it's having some slight issues that I need to kind of address. So I've got those in. Oh, I see the issue because I don't have a road here at the moment. So let me delete the ones that we don't have a road for, because they're hanging too far over is what's happening. The ones that we currently have are going to be okay. So first things first, then we need to unhook the roads. So let's start with this one here. Unhook the road. Alright, I gotta add that one back in there. Alright, we're back in business. This one. Okay, so it's going to delete all the road. I see that's what it's going to do right now. Right, let me delete all that road because it's now not zoning the way I want it to. Very good, sir. Very good. And we just got to add in all of this back in, and then we're back to business. So one there. There's one just here, which again we've got to unhook. Easy enough, right? Yep. So then we had one down here. Well, one about there, didn't we? One down here, one there. We've then got this one here. We just need to unhook. There we go. And just double check there's no... Yeah, the zoning's all fine. And then where do we go then? We're going to be using this stop here. And then over to there. So we're back to normal then. Okay, sweet. Sweet. So we wanted one about here. So just run the road down there for now. Same on this side. Just going to run this road. Might as well run it all the way down because you never know where it's going to end. And we'll get a road just running down to here. The road running down on this side. And that's all I need for now. So I'll just get those additional stops now in. So add that in there. And I think I'll go this side. We'll go about there. We'll get one in just there. And one just there. So it's like all... Once I got all the kind of the bridges and the other roads set up, it's all within walking distance for a lot of kind of routes. So let's start this new line then. There, to there, to there, to here. So those other 3 stops we've got to sort out. Oh, that's a wider canal. That's where it looks a little bit wider. Then into here. To be honest with you, it might... If I just force it to go over here instead, they can walk from there to there. It might cause a build-up of ferries just waiting for other ferries to go. I don't really want that to happen. So we'll kind of ease the burden slightly. So that's a nice little loop we'll have going around. We just got to sort these out now. So, unhook. 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 Okay, I don't think that unhooked. There we go. Which makes me question, did these ones unhook? Yeah, that one did. Oh, okay, that one didn't quite, but we'll add it back in. So in terms of bridges, we're going to have a bridge there, there, and might as well have one there to create a nice little loop around. We'll do the same here to there and to there, so you kind of replicate it. Here, we'll do the raw... Oh, can you do the raw road as a bridge? You can, and you can get away with it. Okay, that works. And then the same here as well. So rural to a certain extent. If I just put this across here real quick to get that connected to there, to then bridge up and over, and then normal style road, bridge. That's gonna be a bit funky, but I don't mind too much. Bridge. There we go. So this accesses all of this area and everything around. Which, I've got it there, ready for us. Bridge is just going on there. We'll have a bridge just here for that connection. And then, oh, I could really have done with that. Actually, we'll do a bridge here. And that becomes walkable going down that way. Make it a little bit easier for us. Same on this side. That's better. That's a better system. So, keeping this down. Up and over. Oh, it's all connected now, isn't it, guys? It's all freaking connected now. So, that will work. That will now work. Some of the stops are a little bit out of the place at the moment, but when we eventually build up around them, they'll fit in nice and wonderful. I've just got to make sure that we've got the model correct on this. Which is that one, isn't it? Is it that one? We make sure we've got the right ones coming out. Yes. So we'll have a lot more ferries now on the system. Which will then take off some passengers on the other routes. Which will then allow us to get more people transported from point A to point B. Right, so I think this is the only one over here that needs power. So what I can do here is go back to the rural style road. And then the normal road coming in. Felt like that was slightly a bit higher. So with that in, I can do some now more zoning. So, what have I got here? I've got the wrong style of road on. And then we could do some more zoning down for some industrial or whatnot. So I'll do some dirty industrial just here. We'll run the power line across to there. And then once it builds up there, it should spread to that. And then we'll be all A-OK, as they say. So, yes, this will now take a while for us to see the huge difference in passengers being escorted from point A to point B. We might not have enough ferries on that little loop. It's only a basic loop for now. It will get bigger and better as time goes on, as we bring more and more people in here. But this New Amsterdam area is going to get a little bit more bulky and a little bit more compact. And I like it. I really like it. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. Now, I was going to do something over with this, wasn't I? My idea was, if I deleted back to about there. Right. And if I come off it with a 4-lane road, or do I go a little bit chunkier, like this style of road? So I can come out a little bit bigger. Right, it's just 3 lanes, so one for each direction to really divide the traffic flow. I know it's kind of weird considering we're coming from a 2-lane highway, but they can potentially go in 3 different directions. So that's my game plan right now. That is my game plan. So if I go down to there and then up to here, using the move it tool, bend you back. Oh, hang on, this is not even. There we go. Oh, that's going to have a node there, isn't it? Do you reckon I can get away with not having one? Yes, I believe I just have. So bend that way. Bend that slightly in. So we might be able to get away with this. So let's see. straight on there so there's no mistakes of what's now about to go down. I could bulk this up a bit more and have you go that way, and then obviously you merge into that one. But when it comes to this, we have our dedicated left lane. We have our dedicated straight on. We have our dedicated turning lane. Actually, we'll have this one there. So these guys, if we're going to cross or turn in, it's happening like that. Flip it this way. These guys, if we're going cross or turn in, it's happening like that. You got your turn in. You've got your turn in. But I'll also make this one the straight on. Now, it's a little bit funky and all over the place. Depending on the demands, depends on how I bulk it up in the future. But at least I've got a system of what lanes they kind of need to be in. So they kind of understand. They kind of understand. Now, we're going to have a lot of demand, which is why I need to think of like other alternative options for them to go places. I could do a bridge going across there to, you know, shortcut people from coming down here, turning to go that way. And vice versa. We need to think about different types of runs. But we'll see how this goes first. We'll see how this generally goes, because that is the only really way off the highway into this area. It's quite a big downtown area, and that's what we got to think of. This is the stuff we got to think of. So that doesn't have any power just yet, but we don't have anything built over there at the minute. This don't really have any power, but nothing's really touching it at the minute as well. This don't have any power. Now that surprises me, because that should be touching, but we've now got that sorted, which should give us all power there. We shall see, boys. We shall see. So I've got to get a crossing just here now for the path. So if I elevate this from there to there, that will do us justice. Is there any other ones that will kind of benefit from? At the moment, everything else has got roads. So I think we'll be okay. Unless I did something like just here. There's one just there. I can do like a corner one. Which would work out, but you've got to place down a crossing. Oh, I can't do one there. Okay, I'll add the crossing just here instead. There we go. It's a little bit out the way. Where did I do that other crossing? Just here. Crossing just there. Crossing just there. And then we'll get away with all of that. Should it be too bad, boys? Should it be too bad? So now it's just a case of letting it all build up, right? It's now just a case of letting it all build up. How is the commercial zoning that I added in recently? That's bulking up a bit more. So I feel like I can get away with a little bit more as well. Now, I don't know whether that's in other areas or places I need to place it down. Because we have quite some dominant commercial dotted around. It's giving us more zoning ability down here, but I don't want to place any park cars. That's actually running quite fine. I'm not too stressed about that little area right now. Right, we'll go for some more low density commercial maybe. I'm going to run a nice little section down here. And down here. Over here. I'm going to filter it down to here. And to there. As well. So that will spend some of those demands. And yeah, it shouldn't be too bad. Traffic's getting a little bit more bulky over in these areas. So what we saying then? Let me just quickly check the boats. So my line 2's got 59 passengers at the moment. There's a lot of passengers waiting with only 4 boats. Okay. Up that to 12. That'll get some dents taken out of it. And that major one is over here, where I have the majority of people waiting. So it'll be interesting to see right now with the additional 8 boats coming out, what happens. The other route, obviously we're going to be taking some boats away from, or some passengers away from it. We could still do with some additional boats by the looks of it. But again, with these now additional ferries coming out for the other line, we'll see what happens. But is there potential for another route? So we've got the little kind of loop that comes in and around. I'm wondering if there's one to go in the opposite direction. There could be. But I need to build a bit more to be able to get that far. Is what I'm trying to say. Yeah. Right, I'm just really waiting for all this to be kind of built up before I can kind of design the edges. But leisure, let's take a look at the leisure stuff right now and all that jazz. So we got the park in the middle over here. I feel like we need more stuff around these sections. What could I go for? Or do I go like a monument kind of style? We've got the big football stadium, which would be quite cool to get in. Smaller buildings, like a Mall of Moderation, is always a good shout. See, a Mall of Moderation's not too bad. But you got to be careful where you place these style of buildings down. Over here wouldn't be a bad idea. Let's just bring the road down a little bit further. And then we'll go up and across just there. And might as well just do it just here. So, going up here by maybe a 5. And then going up to here by a 10. And then maybe running directly diagonal. And then dropping something like a Mall of Moderation down. Right there. On the run of that road. And we've got a road that clips behind it. And then this road... Actually, cancel that one. So that's perfectly angled. There we go. And you get a lot of space. So you... Oh, I could do this in one swoop, I reckon. Boom! It's all the same level. Pretty cool, isn't it? Which will allow me to spend some high density demands. Becomes a little bit of a shopping district. With the Mall of Moderation placed in. There's a ferry line just over here. There's also a ferry line just over there. It's walkable, so it's not the end of the world. I eventually place more in to make it more connectable. So like I said, it's not the end of the world. That will spend those demands, increasing other demands, but we're pushing 20,000 residents. That's the exciting part right now. That is the exciting part. Oh, sewage. So where am I placing sewage lately? I've placed... Oh, wait. Have I handled any sewage? I haven't, have I? It's all been done from these over here. So I'm going to have to build my own water treatment plant at some point. Now, could I also take advantage of all of this on this side? That will bump up my sewage treatment, right? Oh, yeah, quite high. Right, that solves a lot of issues. So all those problems may you disappear. Thanking you. Thanking you. I like this because there's so many layers to it. There's so many ins and outs, places to go. I think we also need to incorporate some buses at some point too as well. But this is now starting to look like, once I get this side sorted as well, it'll all feel like it's all custom built. It's going to feel like Venice. Isn't it, guys? It's going to feel like Venice right now. So I'm quite happy with this. Trees. Can I fill in the gaps now? Which is very important to kind of overcompensate the vegetation in the areas. To make it feel like a not so basic area. This is going to look really good when it's all done. The industrial area here is going to kill off these trees. Well, if I can, I will. Squeeze them in. Just to kind of bulk up the gaps that we do have. A lot of it will fill up with zoning anyway. But it does look pretty good, doesn't it? Going all down these areas. So this is like a trial and error run right now. I'm getting some delicious trees in. Yeah. We'll see how that goes. We'll see how it goes. Oh, but it does add to it right now. It bulks it up, doesn't it? Look at the park area, the Terry Murray Park right now. It looks really good. Okay, so got those industrial demands again. We've added in more stuff. It's all ticking along. It's all tickety-boo. Tickety-boo. We'll have to do some more industrial over on this side at some point, but I'm not a huge fan of this. I'm not a huge fan of these as well, to be honest with you. Now, is there a reason why I got the double there? It doesn't really make much sense. It's not backed up, it's moving. It's just quite a lot of traffic demands, isn't it, really? That's in reality my only issue. It ain't the end of the world. It ain't the end of the world, so stop crying, Seniac. Stop crying. Right. Those additional boats have now been out and about. Oh, okay, so less passengers on this one. More now on this. So it's almost got it. There's still quite a few hanging about there. Is what it is. This one. There's lots more passengers, so yeah. You need more boats. I'm going to complement this right now with doing a bus line. And see the huge differences that kind of happen then. So buses, we need a bus depot. We'll build one of these over here. So just build it over here, just kind of slightly out the way. We'll build it. And then, so a bus stop then, a bus route. This is going to be quite fun to do. Let me just actually view it from up above. We do need a road to... I might do like an outer looped road than an inner route. So I'm going to do an outer ring and an inner ring when it comes to the buses. I'm doing quite a few bridges because I feel like it's going to be needed. So we'll first start then with an outer ring bus route. Okay. Start with the outer ring and we'll start this here. So create a line. Goes and stops. Oh, no, no, no. Whoa, 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 whoa. Not on that one. I want it. Yeah, okay, we'll start it here so we can complement the ferry system. So yes, it might be running to the same tune at the moment, which doesn't really make much sense, but trust me, we can then kick it into high gear. So run through here. Actually cancel that one, add the stopper there instead. So this is where we then want to divert it slightly. So I can have it stop just there. Actually, no. Have it stop just there. Have it stop just here. No, cancel that. have it stop just there. And then cut in to stop just here. Bam. 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 Well, bam. And then we've got to get to there, so meaning we'll have a stop here. Here. And here. Now that's a lot of stops. And I'm going to replicate one now going in the opposite route. So we'll have my inner route, inner loop, and then my outer loop. And this is classed as my outer loop, basically. So it really goes round the Recon. Alright, to there, to there, there. And complete the line there. I don't know why it chooses to go up this way and down. No idea why, but it's in. So that is a glorious outer loop to what we've got. I don't think I'm going to do an inner loop. What I might do is kind of do a cut through loop. So, whereas I have a road here going all the way up, I can just do a loop that kind of goes on the inside, like an inner loop like this, to break up the outer. If you're here, I want to go to there, you've got to go all the way around. We could just cut straight through. So that could be a lot more interesting for us. It's just, how am I going to attempt to do this? Well, I've got ideas. I've got ideas. So if I create, and we'll have to do it. So new route there. Stop in there. Stop in there. To here. And I can either go this way. But there's not a bridge. I can go this way to there. Yes. So we'll do it. I'll do it here actually. There. Oh no, cancel that. There. There. Here. Here. And then back to there. And then do the same again on this side. So I'm now merging on both sides of the outer loop, but then having this inner loop that is a lot shorter and goes up and down more vertical to get passengers from point A to point B. So you have this like inner loop here going back and forwards, and then the outer loop. And in reality, you would kind of want one going this way. But that's what the ferries do. That's what the ferry system almost does. But the ferry system's a little bit different in that sense. Because the buses were limited to the roads here. I know we have this outer loop going with, runs with the bus loop. But the ferries are going to be, you know, have stops there and then go in this direction. So they're going to be in different routes and different systems. So it'll be very interesting to see how it all comes together. It could be that the buses completely take away from the ferry lines. And if that's the case, then uh-oh, SpaghettiOs. So this line here. Yeah, there's definitely a lot less. So that's good news. That is really good news. Because I'm able to get more people to their destination. This loop, oh, there's definitely a lot less. Now, this is the outer looped line, which is complemented by the bus line. So I won't need as many ferries on this. So I'm going to reduce this down to 6. To be honest with you, I think it's completely taken away from it. I think it has. I think it might have done that. So what I'll do here with the bus routes is, rather than having these stops here, I kind of take some of them away from the actual stops there. So if I got rid of these two just here, so it just kind of runs up that way, still giving some of the ferry routes a reason for them to tear through these areas. If I pump that over on that side, Again, still giving us a reason to use it. So over here, we have that one just there. We have a stop there and there. So if I get rid of these stops here. So there's a stop there, basically in the center of these stops. There's a stop there and there. If I get rid of this one. And we have these stops here. Which could be the crossover between them. So line details. We should then start... Okay, yeah, there's a lot more people on the boats now. So we've managed to get some passengers back on it. Which eventually, when I build on all of these islands, and more around here and up there, it will all come together. And there'll be more passengers to be utilised on them. My only issue now then is the bus routes. Do I have enough buses? Is the next thing. So, let's start with line 1. The answer is no, I don't. There's a lot of passengers here. And these buses aren't going to come as frequent either. So, is it right for me to do it like this? I don't know. Line 2. Or should I have stuck to ferries? Articulated bus. Oh, they have 50 capacity. Double decker has 60. Articulated or double decker? See, a double decker. I'm going to do the double decker one. Solely because it's triple the capacity of my original ones. No, double the capacity, sorry. But they're the same length, so they won't cause too many traffic issues. So line 3. Okay, we'll up the amount of buses to 14. We'll of course double decker it. See, it works out well in the end, boys. We'll do 14. We'll of course double decker it. Now all these buses have got to come back out the depot. But we are to shift more out and about. Look at them. It's beautiful. I know they've got airport things on, which we don't have an airport just yet. But now we're able to complement both levels of transportation. So that's going to be really good. We still need a lot of passengers over here because that's the only way to really transport at the minute. Interesting, boys. Interesting. So this won't really be used as much, but when I build over here, it will get used a lot more. I'm excited to see how this is going to go. Right, we've seen like a ton of buses making their way out here. I've seen a bus. Bus. Lots of buses. The old buses are now coming back in. It'll take a while for the buses to get into full circulation anyway. And at that point then, we'll truly see how effective they are. I don't know whether to keep with the buses and complement this, or maybe to redo the actual ferry line. But the ferries will play a big part. I mean, I say the ferry line. The looped ferry line is probably not a good idea anymore. And probably use the ferries to get from like islands to islands and to areas where the buses are more local, the ferries are long distance. I don't know what the best option would be. But you guys would have to let me know in the comment section down below what the best option would be. But not bad. Not bad at this moment in time. In they come. They have a high capacity, those double deckers. They do have some serious high capacities. Is there one coming from the opposite way yet? There's one just over here. I like the fact they've got such high capacities. So, when it comes to the buses right now, if I go for like line 1, for example. 60 capacity. It just sucks up all the people waiting. And where's that big one? It's just over here, isn't it? So yeah, wait for they're more in circulation. There's a lot over here apparently. Yeah, there's a lot waiting there. So yeah, go wait for them to be more in circulation, more spread out. And then we have a proper accurate representation of the passenger kind of levels at that point. But I think we're doing good. You can now see with the buildings growing on the edges and stuff like that how this area is now going to look. We're just going to fine-tune some of this, like how this hangs out. We'll do something that maybe sticks out, some piers or whatnot, or just kind of key wall it off. I don't know. In reality, what I should have done is got a bit of zoning down. So if I zoned it to about there, it will kind of do it itself. Like with the wall. As that kind of area slightly grows. So it'll be interesting, but it's coming together. We're going to be very, very soon spreading off into different areas. Now, the big problem we got with New Amsterdam, with this series so far, this whole operation, is we don't really have anything that's backing us up with making money. We don't really have any particular industries behind us. We don't have anything very lucrative at the moment. Everything is costing us a lot of, even though we're making like 11 grand, everything is costing us a lot of money because of the infrastructure that we do have in place. So farming areas, mining, forestry, fishing, whatever it may be, this is something that we have to kind of look towards at some point. Look, this will be great to turn into some type of like a nature reserve at some point as well, as like a nice little tourist attraction. But that stuff will take time. That stuff will truly and utterly just take sweet, sweet time, but we can eventually get there. We've got many areas to kind of work with, but yeah, New Amsterdam's not looking too shabby if you ask me. Not looking too shabby, boys. Right, all those buses have slowly disappeared, so we should be able to get the garbage trucks here a little bit easier. But at the same time, we've expanded quite a bit right now. Over nearly 25,000 residents. We might need to take a look at the utilities and the services all over again, because they could slightly be slacking right now. They really, really could. But we'll end it for here anyway, guys. We'll end it for here. I hope you have enjoyed this episode so far. We've got to set up a lot of our structures, utilities, systems, all that jazz. Look at the amount of buses now waiting here. This is why we got to really wait for them to be kind of dispersed more evenly. But you tell me right now, there should be no passengers waiting as everyone gets from point A to point B. Guys, until next time, I will see you all soon. So good.